always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. Jordan and Keith is Entertainment Tonight meets Access Hollywood.
I'm Jordan. The guy laughing, that's Keith.
Yeah, I'm Keith.
An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. On today's episode, we're bringing you a special treat, the complete saga of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, as told to you by Jordan and Keith. I'm Shay Northrup, and I will be your guide on this journey through the mess that was the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp breakup. Now remember, you can find this and all of Golden State Media Concepts' other amazing podcasts on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, and Tongue. Tongue is a podcast player designed to help you find the best podcasts. With Tongue, you get a feed of what your friends are recommending. You can go to Tongue FM to check out the feed. That's TUNG.FM. Or search Tongue FM on the App Store. With Tongue, you can share clips of your podcasts on Twitter and Facebook. You can also comment on episodes and @mention friends so they get the notification. It's about time that there was a podcast app where you can find out about all the great podcasts out there without having to rely on iTunes reviews. So go ahead and check it out. And stay tuned for this episode of the Entertainment Podcast. We begin with the second and third episode of the GSMC Entertainment Podcast, where the news of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's breakup first began.
But by the way, so Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp is getting divorced. Amber Heard filed 3 days after his mother died. Yeah, way to keep it classy there.
This got really sad quick. I don't know if it's the three, like the death after death story and how we've been tackling divorce and death at the same time somehow. I'm kind of depressed at this point. I don't think I can go on.
I know. Well, no, we'll get better. Things do get better. I mean, unfortunately, now I know how regular newscasters feel because it's just like you don't know what you're going to get, what you have to report,
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that way. You just have to roll with it.
Incredibly, yeah. It's a depressing time for news, though. I guess it's always a depressing time for news.
Well,
today's no different.
Okay, but Jordan, we're not done though. So don't say that because you
all right. I'm keeping an open mind.
There's other stuff going on.
Maybe everything will be better in news in a minute.
But but
for right now, Johnny Depp's mom died, and now he's also getting divorced.
Right, and he was only married to Amber Heard for a year. So they're in California, and I believe she's seeking spousal support. So I don't know how much she's going to get, but she might get spousal support, I believe, for that year. But that's about it. So,
and what you had some kind of opinions with this, right? I mean,
well,
how do you feel?
He was.
Whose side are you on this divorce?
Man, there you go again. All right, so Johnny Depp, previously to Amber Heard, was in a relationship with Vanessa Paradis, who's a French singer and a model who made a great album, self-titled album called Vanessa Paradis that Lenny Kravitz produced years ago. It's a really good album, actually. She has, I believe, at least 2 children with him. They were together 14 years. They split up about 3 years ago. He never married her. He marries Amber Heard, who I'm pretty sure is a lot younger than Vanessa Paradis. Well, now that's not working. So, it is what it is.
So you think this is kind of like a justice thing?
And why you are such an instigator. All I'm saying is that...
sorry,
I'm saying is that, this is what it is. So,
yeah. It's terrible timing. I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah, man. I don't want Mr. Depp coming after me, dude. What are you doing over there, man? He's got those scissor hands, bro. Come on. I want to get chopped up, dude.
You want to get chopped up?
Just saying.
That's your biggest fear about Johnny Depp. His scissor hands. Yeah. Well,
although his first debut was in Nightmare on Elm Street, I believe.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of scissors involved with Johnny Depp.
I know, right? Who knew?
And it's cool. I like it though. I think I'm a fan of Johnny Depp. I'm not alone, I don't think.
No, I'm a fan of his as well. Donnie Brasco is forget about it. So
yeah.
What's next on our entertainment news roster?
Well, Johnny Depp's doing stuff again.
The twists and turns of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's divorce. Yeah. Oh man, it's like a bloody soap opera, I tell you.
I'm a bit bummed about it. It's a lot, you know. It's Johnny Depp, maybe not a great guy. So the news report is that Johnny Depp's asking the judge to reject Amber Heard's claim for spousal support.
Now, mind you, they've only been married for a little over a year. So California is what
15 months, yeah.
Yeah, a community, property state, something like that. So she may get half of what he made, but it would only be for a year. But he's asking, no, I don't want you to have anything. Okay.
So that's going to be interesting.
So there's more to that story,
and we're going to get back to it. We've got to do the commercial break, and we're going to go cover Johnny Depp, and later we're going to cover a lot of things. I mean, we keep Amber Heard's side of the story. It's going to be really exciting.
Yes.
Until then, I'm going to have to go check out that Taylor Swift video, so we'll see you guys soon.
Right. Yes.
So now, we heard Johnny Depp here. He was asking the judge to go ahead and, reject Amber claims spousal
support.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Amber claim she kind of has a side of the story where he's been doing this a lot. Apparently, this isn't the first instance of.
Or doing what a lot?
The physical abuse thing. The hitting.
Yeah,
you say it out loud.
Well, you said doing this for it's for those listening.
Yeah, you're
what
right.
Are you talking about?
I totally understand that. That's on me. But yeah, he. This is he.
So there's some recent development in news.
Recent development in news. There were texts that were released between her and Stephen, where he's kind of apologizing for Johnny Depp on his behalf.
Who's Stephen?
Stephen is, I think it was just a Stephen. It's one Stephen.
I believe he's like his assistant at the time or something.
Yeah, no, I don't. He's not a famous Stephen. He's not Stephen.
No,
Curry.
but they're gonna want to know.
Yeah.
So
you wanna?
So can you read? So there's a caption of the. So there's a screenshot of the text. Looks like.
Yeah. So to get the basics here, it's Stephen apologizing for him on his behalf. It's a quote. I think he's just texted you. He's incredibly apologetic, and he knows he's done wrong. He wants to get better now, and he's been very explicit about that this morning. I feel like we're at a critical juncture. And Amber Heard's response, with no, different voice whatsoever. Yes, but I don't know how to be around him after what he did to me yesterday. I don't know if I can stay with him. So,
wow.
It just keeps going on like that.
What else does it say?
Well, at one point he says that he was appalled when I told him he kicked you. He cried. It was disgusting, and he knows it. I wasn't with him when he sent you the second text. He read it to me and said it was the wrong text to send. He then sent the third one and sat and cried again after on the bed. He's a little lost boy, and he needs all the help he can get. He is so very sorry, as he should be. And then last but not least, we have, he's done this many times before. Tokyo, the island, London, remember that? And I always stay away. And I always stay. Always believe he's going to get better. And then every 3 months or so, I'm in the same situation. So...
yeah, not a good look for Mr. Johnny Depp at this time.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so when you read that and see that, yeah. So we'll see where this divorce lands, where it leads to next. It's quite a tale already. Like it's becoming, like I said, a soap opera. Just them separating.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Divorcing.
And they're trying to turn it to he said, she said. I don't know what's going on. I really hate that this is happening, though. I mean, you liked Johnny Depp before, right?
Yeah, I did. But, this kind of stuff, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
Yeah. Like of Johnny Depp just kind of decreasing.
Well, yeah, it's not looking good. And then his daughter gets on social media and talks about how great of a father that he is, and he's a nice, likable person. And she uses an Instagram picture of her as a little baby girl and him walking her. So, it looks like she's sticking up for her father, which is rightfully so. Of course, you're going to stick up for your dad. That's fine. And then I believe his the mother of his children, Vanessa Paradis, made a statement too about she never had that kind of problem with him. But it's, but at the same time, they're not the ones getting divorced from him, and it's It's a different situation. No, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. She filed the divorce papers. Like you said before, last week, 3 days after his mom died. So it's
it was terrible timing.
Yeah, so
I don't want these to be true because I like Johnny Depp, but I'm very prepared to for this to be the truth because you get a lot of your heroes. It's really hard to have a hero or someone to look up to that's a celebrity because as we've seen from recent history, there's been a lot of tear down on.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think there's a couple names that everyone kind of immediately jumps to that you've looked up to for your whole life. So
it's been a surreal year already. So
if we can learn anything from Johnny Depp, from Bill Cosby, from anybody, I think the important thing is. Pick your heroes wisely. Make them firemen. Make them doctors. Don't look up to an actor or a musician because it's just going to hurt you in the end.
Ouch.
And we are coming up on a break. So please, stick around, and we will bring you more of the juicy details that is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard breakup.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
So it looks like, going on to a different story, Johnny Depp is pulling another Winona Forever.
The Johnny Depp Amber Heard soap opera, Days of Our Lives. With Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
I mean, it looks like same thing's happening again. Back in the day, Johnny Depp used to date Winona Ryder.
Yes. Yeah.
And he had a tattoo, Winona Forever. That then they broke up. He had to cover it up, and it looks like it's going to happen again with Amber. He's divorcing.
He's a very expressive person, right?
And maybe he didn't get the memo. You just never want to tattoo your loved one.
Maybe it was kind of like a situation where,
unless it's like your mom or your father or your kids, when you tattoo your spouse on your arm, dude, or on your body, it's gonna end. It's going to end. That's just my belief, man. I think it's just a bad idea.
I think that could be.
I see it all the time. No, you see it all the time. People get tattooed and then they're divorced.
Okay.
Or they're no longer together. It's
story.
Like a jinx.
I'm from Louisiana originally, right? That's something that everybody may not know, or doesn't matter. So from Louisiana, I went to the mall there in my little small city, and I saw somebody that had tattooed a name. It was a woman. She had tattooed a name of someone named Brandon. And then that was crossed out, and under it was like, I forget the names at this point, like Randall, and that was crossed out. And she had 4 names crossed out all over her arm. Finally, she had one at the end, and it said, like, myself.
That's kind of cute.
I felt like that was a good way to conclude it. Like, I think that was the best case scenario. So
yeah, but I'm just telling you, if you start tattooing your significant other on your body, it's going to end.
It's going to end bad.
Just tattoo yourself.
It's just like a cliche. It's like he didn't get the memo. He got it now, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's not the telltale sign, but it really doesn't help.
At least with famous people, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Definitely.
Or at least with Johnny Depp, we see it all the time.
No, not just Johnny Depp, dude. Not just Johnny Depp. I'm telling you.
Lots of other people.
Yes.
Sure.
Other famous people.
Who?
Nas and Khalees. Bridget Nielsen and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start like a little list. That could be something we can
I
do
know.
outside.
Well, you live, you learn, people. Hopefully,
exactly.
Johnny Depp learned his lesson
Okay.
on tattooing other people's names on his body.
Yeah.
There's another thing about Johnny Depp. He came out for the first time in L.A. To the Comedy Store, and that was his first public appearance since the divorce.
Was he slurring then? His Keith Richards impersonation? What was
Actually,
he doing?
he just.
I think he was actually welcomed pretty well, wasn't he?
He got on stage and
I
he
was
just
asking if
mumbled
he was
something.
Slurring. Yeah, he was slurring again. There we go.
Yeah, he mumbled something, and most of the people couldn't understand it. But they just went crazy. They were really excited because it was Johnny Depp. So
Can I get paid to slur and mumble and have people stand and clap? I mean,
I think you can.
how does that work, man? Just
Well, you're on the right road. You're getting paid to talk right now, so maybe eventually you can get paid to something.
So yeah, slowly just kind of ease into slurring.
Yeah.
Let's see how that.
Is that
Let's
what
see
it
how
is?
that goes.
And then you'll go from slurring to mumble. It's a real descent.
or unemployed. You never know.
Oh yeah,
well, thanks.
it's going to be a real coin
Thank
toss.
you for listing
dude.
my options. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, it's just kind of funny with him because when he was doing Pirates of the Caribbean, they're all like, "Oh, he's impersonating Keith Richards." So that was such a huge thing that he actually got Keith to play his dad in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's how you know you made it when Keith Richards is your dad.
Well, there it is. So
Oop, there it
Okay.
is.
So we have more. Do we have more entertainment stories?
of course we do.
Okay,
course.
just
Really
making,
did. Right.
just making sure.
Do we smack this
Yeah.
guy?
You never know, right? Yeah, on a concert, that would have been great, too. Oh, I'm sorry. Other news stories, I forgot.
Yes.
You want to do the Johnny Depp thing?
Why, Jordan? I think I do. Let me do the Johnny Depp thing.
Out of our depth, our weekly Johnny
What am I
Depp
gonna do with
segment.
you? Yes. Days of Our Lives for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, man.
Yeah.
The divorce drama, apparently it's intensifying, and he wants a confidentiality agreement with Amber, which, folks, that basically means that if she signs that, she can't talk about what went on in their marriage. So,
Like, Keith, this has been your job to follow along with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
oh yeah. So,
And we've been kind of like, oh, I guess I'm on Johnny Depp's side. Oh, no, I guess I'm on Amber Heard. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Whose side are you on at this very moment?
well, I'm on his.
And it's likely to change by tomorrow because with the next story out. So you're
I
not
have.
at fault.
You know what? See, and you love trying to put me on the spot.
No,
I'm,
it's that's where the beauty of the show comes out.
I'm
the
on
spot.
Justice's side. You know what?
Leave it to Keith to go with the safest answer to this.
I'll give it to you like this, Jordan. So if you haven't heard it, there's 3 sides to a story, bro. Yours, mine, and the truth.
Okay.
So I'm on the side of the truth.
All right.
Let it rain.
It's a
let it
risky
rain,
thing
let
to
it
take
shine.
Johnny Depp's side because it's either taking the side of a liar or a wife beater.
It's
wife
risky
beater
taking
is
her side
yeah.
too. They're both looking a little bit.
I feel like the safest answer if you had to
topsy-turvy.
choose one would be Amber Heard's side because if it's like, oh, I took her side
So
but she was
you're
lying.
taking Amber's side. Is that
I
what- is
would
that
the safe answer, but I knew I liked Johnny Depp a lot longer than I liked Amber Heard. But that's why this whole story hurts more. So,
okay.
so they're trying to file a non-disclosure agreement.
Well, he's trying to get her to sign a confidentiality agreement. Yes.
Okay.
So-
Which is
does
that
before
sound
it-
suspicious to you, or does that just seem like a normal thing people do when they're celebrity?
When you're a celebrity and you're trying, and because you're a celebrity, his name, his reputation, his public persona, that's all a part of how he makes his money. So if there is a public persona that he is somebody who's drinking too much, taking drugs, and beating up on his young wife, that could hurt his career.
Yeah. So they're just trying to end the bad stuff.
So this is a way to protect yourself. Whether it's Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, any celebrity in this type of situation would probably try to go that route, to get someone to do that. So, because usually if they're signing that agreement, that usually means money will get passed, but you're going to have to sign this before any money gets shelled out, for a settlement. You know
and
what I mean?
she's been very adamant on not signing anything. She's refused on several times to sign a non-disclosure. So he's he's proposed 2 different versions of the confidentiality agreement, and he's even said he would be he's willing to consider revisions to it or alternate the draft. But she's just been saying no. Even her legal counsel could alter it. She's still been saying no.
Yeah, so they're going back and forth. But like I said, I get it because he makes a lot of money now. So, and like I said, public perception is almost everything when you're a movie star or when you're a celebrity. So if the public perceives you in a negative way, that will and can affect your bank account and your job. So,
and divorce is kind of like the end all fight because not only do you have to separate everything, but you're kind of seeing who gets what, right? Well, I feel like her kind of having the public open is kind of her biggest weapon right now as far as kind of getting everything settled.
It's been working for her and against her. Remember the story we did about
there was some
her
against,
and the
but
ex-girlfriend and the restraining order.
Honestly, I think it's
the
more
assault
for.
charge and
I think it's been working more for because Johnny Depp he's a fantastic actor. He's been around for a long time. Everybody has their favorite Johnny Depp movie, but now that you've he's seeing a lot of scrutiny. People are kind of turning their heads.
Well,
it's a dangerous thing.
It seems like it's definitely become a he said, she said story.
It really is, yeah.
So, it's easy to take sides in any camp. That's why I say I'm on the side of justice and truth.
And we might not find out what really happens for another couple decades.
Well, especially once she signs the agreement, because I get the feeling that he's not going to budge until she signs something, and that agreement's going to be like, well, you can't speak about what went on. Period.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you want to have a good settlement, it could be a small price to pay. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, because, when we did a story on her a few weeks ago and the ex-girlfriend, pressing charges for assault. So all that looked...
I guess if there's one lesson we can learn, it's
it gets murky.
Sign a prenup. Always sign a prenup. And also don't hit women. That's... Yeah. I feel like that's an obvious one. That's why I didn't say it immediately. But come on, guys.
It's also allegedly. We love that word.
Yeah, no, allegedly.
Allegedly,
Johnny Depp's not a real human. He's a koala, and he hits women. So
will you stop it?
I said allegedly. It works.
Well, now you got koalas hitting women. Stop it, dude. Leave koalas alone, bro. Leave Johnny Depp alone. It's all alleged. Let that go. Well, here's what we do know about Johnny Depp. That lately he's been slurring his words in interviews,
and he played a fantastic pirate for 3 movies.
Was it 3 or 4, bro? I can't remember now, dude.
I thought it was 3.
It seemed like there was more than that. I have to take a look.
Okay, well, when we come back from our break, we're going to have a definite how many Pirates of the Caribbean there movies are, and we're going to get into the main topic.
Dude.
Yeah, they did.
Went on forever.
I think they're making a new one.
He is a great actor, though.
He is, yeah.
So, and Amber Heard, she's a very talented lady, too. We wish them the best. So this is...
Amber Heard that. I'm sorry. Okay, well, we come back. We're going to apologize
you get
for
on
that
me
pun.
For being cheesy.
And, I know. I feel like I play it off better. I know we'll
you
find
like
out.
to think so,
we'll find
man.
out.
And we are coming up on one more final break. After the break, stick around for the conclusion of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard saga.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's GSMCpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
We'll see what happens. Yeah,
fired.
There's some more continuation to that. And speaking of continuations, I think we're going to pick up on one of our bigger stories right now.
Which is what, sir?
Which is the Johnny Depp one right here. Yes.
Yeah.
So Amber Heard finally settled with Johnny Depp on the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
After a lot of talk, even with us having to just go through this a lot, we've covered it. We've officially covered the Johnny Depp.
It was
Amber
As
divorce.
the World Turns with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It was a soap opera, man.
It really was.
Highs and lows, ups and downs, all around. Ooh, I rhymed. Bars.
Amber Heard settled for $7 million, and she's very happy for it to all to be over with as well. She, according to her, sources, it's her. She's relieved because it's been stress on her, and she's had to deal with it with her friends, her family. It's just everyone's just saw this is really tearing her up. It's been a real emotional, traumatic experience. So,
well, I mean, and this type of thing can be, in a sense, it was bad press for both of them. Her accusations towards him, his accusations towards her. It got messy. And everyone was, being brought in on the whole thing. So, it's good to get this thing resolved, and let's see if they can both move on and move forward. So
yeah.
It was a he said, she said game, and it was getting kind of messy.
It really is. The two, they also issued their first joint statement together since Heard filed the divorce.
Do tell.
Said, our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain. There was never any intent on physical or emotional harm, they said. Amber wishes the best for Johnny in the future, and Amber will be donating financial proceeds from the divorce to a charity. The statement concluded that there will be no further public statements about this matter.
What charity is that?
I'm not sure yet, but it seems like everything that was a good way to end it. That was such a messy situation that was really just it was hurting both their reputations. And
apparently, it's been confirmed that from court documents that she has dismissed the domestic violence restraining order that she had against him. So
yeah, this is a big development for it.
Yeah, it is.
And I guess we're done talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Okay.
It's been so long, right?
For now,
yeah. Until they get married again.
Right.
But, so that was a lot of fun. I've had a good time. I think that we started talking about that from the span of since we opened the show.
Oh, yeah. It was
20 episodes later, right?
And we appreciate you because you helped with the news. It was good stuff.
Such a crappy thing to say.
I know.
But yeah, so best of luck to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. You've both earned it. That's not us being snarky or sarcastic. I genuinely like both of you. Not a problem with either one. So with that out of the way, we can talk about things that don't involve Johnny Depp or Amber Heard.
Yeah, this is true.
Is there anything else, in this world? I feel like it's just been so long. All I can think about when I go to bed and when I wake up, it's Johnny Depp and Heard.
Come on now.
Yeah,
I
right.
doubt that.
Maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic. You're right.
Life goes on. So
possible.
Thank you for listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. You have just listened to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard episode. Now remember, you can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Tongue FM, and our website, Golden State Media Concepts podcast.org. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you will tune into the next episode of the GSMC Entertainment Podcast.